Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty.
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
So as an example, what I have called stringent on a lot of testing programs that I have personally been involved with and negotiated, like Caleb Plant and Canelo, like Spence and Crawford, on average, they were tested over whatever period of time, the 12 weeks, about every 10 days. And you point these things out, right? And you're correct in what you're saying, but like you said, well, one time he said that they did 8 weeks. And another time,
who said that?
Talking about you said that. And let me clarify.
About you?
No, I'm talking about Spence and Crawford. Now,
yes.
Spence and Crawford.
All right, well, before we get there,
there's a contradiction.
Vic, before we get there, Vic, I want to make sure that we just address it line by line. So hold on for a second, and we're going to clarify this, then we move on to Crawford and Spence. So you said that, negotiations basically prolonged some time, and that's probably one of the reasons why, negotiations prolonged, because you said Desmond probably had money issues as
that's
far as
that BLK fight. But
the BLK fight.
So the next fight's the one I'm talking about with Spence and Crawford.
Right, but before we get there,
Victor contradicted himself. One time he said 8 weeks, another time he said 12 weeks.
I got you.
I'm here to provide the clarification.
I got you. All right, I got you, Vic. Before you get there, hold on. So my point, my question would be, and I'm sure there's fans listening all around the world that might have the same questions. Even though, let's say you say that Desmond may have had, financial issues. I don't want to get in the man's pocket, but he may have had financial issues that delayed some of the testing, right? Isn't it fair to say, just like Margaret Goodman told you, that she can build Canelo Alvarez, that she can actually build Terrence Crawford or Desmond at a later time like she did Canelo? Isn't that fair?
She could, but as far as I know, the only fighter that's ever paid directly is Canelo, and me paying for fighters. I don't know other than that any other fighters have paid direct, other than Rachel Donaire and Nonito.
Could you have paid like you did Caleb Plant when he fought Canelo? Couldn't you have paid on behalf of Terrence Crawford since he was in your program?
I could have, yes.
Okay, clear enough.
And let me tell you why I didn't. You talking about Terrence Crawford and Spence?
No, I was talking about David Ebenezer and
I could have paid, but it was such a short period of time, and I knew it wasn't going to be Paul. And Terrence was saying that BLK was going to pay, and the next thing you know, it kind of got out of my control, and they paid. And it was a limited form. So,
got it.
What was that? I forget the next thing.
Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a minute. Okay. So you said, well, look, he contradicted himself. I see one place he said 12 weeks, another place he said 8 weeks. What is it? You got to understand that when I'm saying things, this reminds me of the.
That's it right there. That's it right there on the screen, Vic. That's your tweet when you said about 8 weeks.
8 weeks. I can tell you that it was 8 weeks. I can confirm that now. And let me tell you how I can prove that what I said on your show that day. And maybe at the beginning of the negotiation, I'm always pushing for 12 weeks, okay? Terrence agreed. That's what we were trying to make happen. We couldn't make that happen, okay? You know why? Because Al Heyman doesn't like me. He didn't want me involved. He told the manager, the guy that was negotiating, Ish Hansen, when he called me up, and I was willing to pay. And I tried to pay. You know what Al Heyman said, according to Ish? He said, I'll approve a budget of $60,000 if we can get Conti out of this deal. Okay? So it ended up that they paid $30,000, and it was not because part of the reason that they know that if I would have paid, I would have been demanding that they have a welcome and a congratulations. But transparency. But yeah. No, Al didn't want transparency. He wanted to be shady. Okay,
all right. So, but out of fairness to me, though, Vic, The only reason I said contradiction is because your tweet said 8 weeks of testing was Crawford. Hold on, but you said, hold on, I got to defend my honor, Vic, because you said I said that, and I did. But the reason why I said it is because your tweet said in July, your tweet said, I think that was. Let me make sure I don't want to misquote you. Hold on, because I want the people to know. Where did I say 12 weeks? Well, hold on. In July 31st, 23, you said 8 weeks. When you were on, I believe you were on Coach Malachi. I'm not going to disrespect him right now because it's between me and you, but Coach Malachi's channel, I believe you said 12 weeks of testing on here. On this interview, you also said 10 to 12 weeks testing between Crawford and Spence. So that's the only reason why I said that you contradicted yourself. I wanted to,
then you're correct. Then you're correct. If I said that recently.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, come on in. Welcome to another episode of Roll the Tape podcast with Manager Marty. I'm your host, Manager Marty. I'm so glad to be here this afternoon. This is a beautiful, beautiful day. Come on in. Grab a plate. Please grab a plate. When I tell you to grab a plate, that means hit the like button, okay? Come on in, grab a plate, okay? I have some food that I want to serve you. Some food for thought. Come on in. Yeah. Hold the door behind you because we got more people coming in. Come on in. Yeah, don't worry about who's not going to be here today. That's not important. As long as you are here. Come on in. Grab a plate now. Grab a plate. Double salute to all the members of the channel and supervisors of the Roll the Tape film crew that are here live in living color. I welcome you. I also welcome each and every last one of you that's watching this live broadcast on the replay, on the rebound. I welcome you. Thank you for your support and viewership. Come on in, grab a plate. Listen, this is the family barbecue today. This is a family barbecue. Come on in. I'm going to give you the answers you're looking for. Come on in. Yeah. Come on in. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, come on. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Listen now. I'm coming off of the heels of one of my best live performances, live in living color. Okay? Come on in. Grab a plate. Now, I see some of you coming in with some aluminum foil in your hand. Just make sure when you take the food that I'm serving with you, just make sure you tell them where you got it from. All right? You know I don't ask for much. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. I'm so happy to be here today. Let me tell you something. The scripture says, God will give those perfect peace whose mind is stayed on him. God, keep your mind on the prize, okay? God will give you perfect peace. Just keep your mind on him. Come on in. We're going to have a good live today. Come on in. It's nothing like peace. It's nothing like peace. It's nothing like it. Nothing like it. Anything in your life that's toxic, you have to remove it. Any person that's in your life, you have to remove it. Yeah, we're going to get on the word toxic in just a second. Come on in. I'm at so much peace right now. Y'all don't even know. I'm so relieved today. Y'all don't even know. Come on in. Let's get on with the show. Now, for all of you that just heard that previous video that I put out just now, most of you heard it on the audio, and you heard Victor Conti tell me twice, the first time he was here and the second time that he was here, that I was correct when I confronted him on a couple of inconsistent statements that he made on Twitter and Instagram. All right, come on in, y'all. Come on in. We're going to deal with it. We're going to deal with it today. Yeah, we're going to deal with it. I was in the middle of recording a video that's going to be published probably sometime tomorrow. So look out for it. It's my response to Sean Porter when I pulled up on him. Yes, I did. I pulled up on Sean Porter, okay? I pulled up on him now. And I want to give my response in great detail as I was recording and doing some publishing and pulling out some receipts. I fell asleep doing that last night. And I slept very well. I want y'all to know that I sleep very well at night. Anyone or anything that's in my life that's toxic, I remove it. And I encourage you all to do the same. Now, with that being said, as I woke up this morning, I woke up to Victor Conti saying my name. Now, remember, I done told y'all about a phone booth. For the past 2 weeks, I've been on a new movement, right? Now, before, I was discouraged. And I had this attitude and mentality of, when you say my name, respect it. Y'all remember that? When you say my name, respect it. But I had to change my attitude, and I had to change my perspective, because I was a little discouraged, because people would come on my channel, whether it be live or even in my videos, right? They would come visit my house. They would bring their own plates and aluminum for you. Then they would turn around, eat the food that I was serving here in my house, then get another portion or a second plate of food that I was serving in my house. They would wrap it up in the aluminum for you and then leave. And some of them are content creators. And then they would take the food that they ate here in my house, not one plate, but two. But they would take the second plate of food that I served here in my house, take it with them, and then share my food at their house to their guests as if they're the ones that air fried it. And they never told their audience members who the chef was that air fried the food. So that got me discouraged. And then some people came over here who were not content creators, and they ate the food that I was serving, but they also brought aluminum for you in an extra plate with them. And not only did they eat the food that I was serving here in my house, they took the second plate of food, wrapped it up, and then left my house, went at other people's houses that they were guests on their panels, and then they start serving my food without giving me the credit as the one who air fried on it. In layman terms is, people kept repeating and reporting information about Victor Conti's snack fighters and even VADA testing that they learned directly from me. So I started getting discouraged because people were not citing me as a source. And some people are still not citing me today. But I had to change my attitude and perspective when I let it go and I start thinking of the bigger picture. And so now my new motto is, when you say my name, expect it. Remember, the old motto, the old attitude was, when you say my name, respect it. But I have a new motto now. It's called evolving. That's all it's called. You got to grow up and go to the other levels, right? Life is about making adjustments. Don't I always tell y'all that? Y'all remember me telling you all that. Some of you that are new to the channel, you might not understand that sometimes I go into character as Manager Marty Luther King, and the preacher is here today. But the point that I'm making is that in life, you have to learn how to make adjustments. Life sometimes parallels the sports that we love. In boxing, the fighter who makes the most adjustments in the ring usually win the fight. The football team, the basketball team, that makes the most adjustments during halftime usually win the game, right? So I had to make some adjustments in my attitude so I can continue to win the game of life and fulfill my objective when it comes to looking at the bigger picture. So my old attitude was, I'm going somewhere with this, y'all. Stay with me. Come on in, as the viewership is increasing exponentially. Come on in. My old attitude was, when you say my name, respect it. But my new attitude is, when you say my name, expect it. Victor Conti said my name. So he should expect a response. And guess what? So should you. If anybody mentions anything about VADA testing, if anybody mentioned anything about Victor Conti, if anybody mentioned anything about the snack program or the snack fighters, you best believe that I take that as you saying my name. So expect me to pull up on you if I hear it. Now, remember now, if I say I'm going to pull up on you, that's not a term that's inviting any debate. That's not a term that's inviting us going back and forth. It's just that it's time for me now to step out of the shadows and go to where the audience is, so I can educate everyone properly like I've been doing for the last 2.5 years. Now, enough with the hugs, handshakes, and Valentine's Day cards. Double salute to Jab Queen Boxing. Thank you for your support and contribution to the channel, Jab Queen. Jab Queen says, turn the air fryer on. Let's cook. We have a goal today. We need the air fryer to go up to 500 degrees. Huh? Y'all know what that means, right? Air fryer just plugged in. I just turned it on thanks to Jab Queen Boxing. You know, the hotter the air fryer get, the more information I'm going to give you. And you know all your monetary contributions through super chats, super thanks, super stickers, and even Cash App turns the air fryer up because we need answers. And I promise you, we're going to get some answers today. So I'm glad that you're here. If you are a hater of mine, if you are a spy, if you are a detractor of mine, I welcome you today. Come on in. And I want to let you all know, and I have to show my face to say this next part. I got to show my face to say this next part. I really do. Just know, I'm snacked up today. Y'all see the shirt? Some of y'all already remember when I bought the shirt 2 years ago. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. Anybody can come up. All perspectives are welcome here. Whether you agree with me or not, whether you like me or not, the viewership is increasing exponentially. Now, with that being said, I have to plug in my sponsors, or one of the sponsors here of this live broadcast today, my guys, Court Manis. They're personal injury lawyers in the states of Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Phone number 2674-574201. And of course, you can go on their website, WeFightWeWin.com, and they do fight and they do win. Now, you know I'm not going to endorse or promote or advertise a good or service that I don't believe in myself, that I don't recommend myself, that I don't put my stamp of approval on before I introduce it or advertise it to my people, my family, the Roll to Take family, my audience members. All right, 10 years now. I hired them as my personal injury attorneys within the past 10 years on about 2 or 3 occasions. And every time they fought for me, they won. Not just me, but I referred other family members and friends. They fought for them and they won. So if you need a personal injury lawyer, if anything happened in the states of Pennsylvania and New Jersey, Court Manis, they're your guys. They fight, they win. And of course, you know I have to plug me in because we have a lot of expenses here on the channel. You all know how it goes. Cash App at the bottom of your screen, $ Manager Marty. And when you Cash App, I will equally publicly acknowledge you as well. Now, enough with the hugs, handshakes, and Valentine's Day cards. Double salute once again to all of the members of the channel and supervisors of the Roll the Tape film crew. Before I get to what Victor Conti said and how he called me out and called my name out, there's some disturbing news that I have to give to Devin Haney fans. There's some disturbing news that I have to give to Bill Haney. There's some disturbing news that I have to give to Devin Haney. But there's also some interesting news that I have to give to some of you. Ryan Garcia has been officially exonerated. Yes, I know Ryan Garcia was suspended for 1 year. I know Ryan Garcia was fined his entire purse of $1 million. Both penalties were incurred by the New York State Athletic Commission. I know about all of that. I know Ryan Garcia was suspended by the New York State Athletic Commission because Ryan Garcia failed to disclose the supplements that he started taking after he completed VADA testing. I want to make sure we're clear on that because I posted a video and I hope all of you got an opportunity to watch it. And if you didn't, please go back and watch my latest video where I posted the actual enrollment form. You ain't going to find this nowhere else. No other content creator did it but me. And I'm glad that I'm able to be the front runner. Some call me a trailblazer. Some call me other things as the leader of this topic, and not just the leader of this topic, but also the promoter of clean sport in the sport of boxing. Now, with that being said, you saw on the enrollment form the application itself for athletes to enroll in VADA testing, and I'm talking about the 8 weeks of VADA testing that fighters voluntarily are subject to. You saw when I scrolled down and I went line by line to all of the items listed on the enrollment form, you saw the section where fighters are supposed to list and insert all of the supplements and or medications that they're taking within 14 days. Now, we know Ryan Garcia completed that enrollment form back in February of 2024. Why do I say February? Well, because February is 8 weeks prior to the time that he fought Devin Haney. Remember, him and Devin Haney fought in April of 2024. Ryan Garcia completed the application in February, but Ryan Garcia didn't begin taking the supplements that were in question until after the fact that he enrolled in VADA. Okay. But he didn't go back and call VADA after that, after he enrolled. When he started taking the supplements, which obviously was a month and a half after he enrolled and he filled out the, the application. And so to his detriment, that's what he was suspended for. But that's not why I'm talking about Ryan Garcia being exonerated. That's not why I'm saying Ryan Garcia is officially cleared. That's not why I'm saying that Ryan Garcia is officially exonerated, because here's the catch to it. Ryan Garcia served his time. Remember, he was suspended for 1 year. Well, we know he served his time. He did his 1 year of suspension, came off of a 1 year suspension, and literally, 2 weeks after the official time frame of him to be released off of suspension, he got in the ring and fought Rolly Romero the first week in May of this year, which was basically a couple of months ago, right? Now, With that being said, double salute to my guy. He's one of my day one supporters now. The Traveler, Creole the Traveler. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel, Creole. Creole says this in the super chat. You ain't gonna find this nowhere else. And I'm so glad that you're here. Now, thank you again, Creole. Appreciate you. Air fryer is warming up now. We have a goal of 10. We at 2. We need 8 more. Turn the air fryer up now. Now, that's not why I'm saying Ryan Garcia is exonerated. That's not why I'm saying Ryan Garcia is officially exonerated because he served his suspension. Nope. Ryan Garcia is exonerated because Ryan Garcia did not intend to cheat Devin Haney when he tested positive for Ostarine. I know Bill Haney allowed the attorney, Pat English, to insert that into the lawsuit, but the bottom line is that Ryan Garcia is cleared now. Ryan Garcia is not a cheater. He did not intend to cheat Devin Haney. Don't get mad at, do y'all like my shirt? Don't get mad at me. Some of y'all remember when I first purchased the shirt and was wearing it throughout the last 2 years, but I had to wear it today because Victor Conti called my name out. The air fryer just warmed up, by the way. Air fryer just warmed up. I can't even put this super chat on the screen. Y'all, listen, StreamYard be playing games with me, but that's okay. We're going to get through it. Double salute to my guy, Big Mill 360. I see you. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel, man. Big Mill says this in the super chat. He said, just doing my part in the cookout. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Somebody's in the background wanting to get on the show. I'm going to let you on the show. Just hold on tight. I got to lay the foundation for my family, okay? But while you're waiting in the background, Boxio, I need you to turn that camera on so I can see your face. Make sure you're not trolling. We've had some incidences here in the past where people turned their camera on and we had some sexually explicit pictures. And people were trolling and even using other people's names, and it wasn't done. So that's one of the reasons why I always say turn your camera on before I actually expose you to the live audience. So Boxio Aton, I think that's your name, Boxio Aton. I'm not familiar with your name, and this might be your first time on my panel. But in the meantime, and in between time, turn your camera on so I can see you. And then once I do that, I will gladly allow you to join the show. Now, enough with the hugs, handshakes, and Valentine's Day cards. Ryan Garcia did not intend to cheat Devin Haney when he tested positive for Ostarine. Now, look, y'all, don't get mad at me because a lot of people kept telling me that I was taking up for Ryan Garcia when I specifically told you all that I believe, based on the information that I received and my own independent research, that Ryan Garcia's supplements were contaminated. I'm just telling you that's what I believed. Didn't come out that it was true. That was just my belief system based on the information that I received through research. Now, with that being said, I need somebody to do me a favor. When you get a chance, don't do it now. Don't do it now because I don't want you to miss anything. When you get a chance, go hit up Devin Haney. Go hit up Bill Haney. Reach out to Bill. Reach out to Devin Haney. Reach out to all of the pro Bill and Devin Haney channels and tell them, just go and tell them. Now, don't do it now because some of them might be here watching me or they might be watching the replay when this go off. But the point I'm making is just go on and tell them that Ryan Garcia did not intentionally cheat Devin Haney when he tested positive for Ostarine. Now, I hope somebody understands why I'm saying that. Because you know I bring receipts when you know one thing about me. You won't catch me saying anything publicly unless I come out and show the receipts. Everybody knows this about me. And if you don't, and if you're new to the channel, you will learn that about me. Okay? Salute to everybody that's in the live chat. That's a content creator, including Jab Queen Boxing, 2 Cents Boxing. I see Dean by any means is here. Now, Ryan Garcia. You know, I got to say this about 10 times. Ryan Garcia did not intentionally cheat Devin Haney when he tested positive for Ostarine. I know that's going to make some of you mad. That's Devin Haney fans, and I get it. I promise you, I understand. What the boys say? Type 1 in the chat if you understand. That's him? I'm not even going to bring that clown up. He was scared to come talk to me. The one that say that slogan. Him. He called himself the Jay-Z of YouTube boxing. Him. That's the guy. Anyway, Ryan Garcia, I'm bringing him up in it. I'm talking about Champ Side. I drop names. I don't sneak this like Champ Side and Blue Balls. I mean Blue Blood like the rest of those guys. I've dropped names. I don't sneak this. The only reason why I'm bringing Champ Side's name up is because I did a video in the fall of 2024 to respond to Champ Side when he came at Ryan Garcia and he acted like he was cooking Ryan Garcia, but really he was acting like a fan when Ryan Garcia was in his face and he couldn't prove or substantiate the fact that Ryan Garcia had some sort of evidentiary documentation to prove that he didn't intentionally cheat Devin Haney. Okay? That's the only reason why I just brought him up. But the bottom line is this. I'm going to keep saying it before I bring the receipt. Ryan Garcia, because I know it's going to make some people mad. I'm triggering you. Ryan Garcia. Let me take my glasses off and say it, because I want to hear when I say it, how I sound. Ryan Garcia. He did not intentionally cheat Devin Haney when he tested positive for Ostarine. Okay? Listen, don't get mad at us. Listen, I'm not an expert in what's legal and illegal. Right? I'm only an expert in looking at these fighters and knowing when their performances are enhanced. And guess what? I've been right every single time, haven't I? But listen, Ryan Garcia's performance didn't look enhanced to me when he fought Devin Haney. And I told all of you that as soon as the test results came back, that Ryan Garcia tested positive for Ostarine. Now, I have 2 people in the back, Mad Chad and Boxio Aton. Now, I don't recall seeing you 2 names on my panel before, and that's all right. I'm glad you're here. I just need you both. Turn that camera on. We need the face action real. Boxio just jumped off. I know that's right. Listen, Mad Chad, if you in the back, right? Just show your face, brother or sister. Show your face, just so I know you're not trolling. You're a real human, and I'm going to let you on to the live broadcast. But until then, in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to say it one more time. Ryan Garcia did not intentionally cheat Devin Haney when he tested positive for Ostarine. Now, here's the thing now. Here's the thing. All right, here's the thing. Some people gonna get mad. The viewership is increasing exponentially. Don't let YouTube fool you, telling you that there's only 135 people here. Huh? Don't let them fool you. We got a minimum of 500 people watching me live in living color right now. And I'm glad you're here. Y'all like my snack outfit?
I wish they had some sweatpants to this. I'm gonna talk to Victor Conti about see if we get some snack sweatpants. They don't have any. We gotta, see if we can put that together. I love wearing my snack shirt because I told y'all before, and I'm gonna tell you all again. And you know what's interesting about this? And some of you are here when Victor Conti was here 2 years ago, when I interviewed him, when I talked to him. I told Victor Conti to his face that the snack program works. Y'all remember that? I told the owner of the program it works, and he tried to deny it. But the bottom line is this: snack works. Okay? Now, back to Ryan Garcia. I'm having so much fun already. Ryan Garcia, I'm going to say it one more time because I know that it touches a nerve when I say it. Ryan Garcia did not intend to cheat Devin Haney when he tested positive for Ostarine. Why do I say that? You don't have to take my word for it. Let's hear. No, we can't hear because it's not audio, but let's see. Is it over here? I think it's right here. Let's see what Devin Haney's team recently tweeted within the past 12 to 13 hours. Let's see what the team had to say about it. Let me see if I can pull that up. Bam, there it is. Go on and look at your screen. You better believe it. Now, if you're driving your car, or if you're taking the city transportation or public transportation, you might have your phone in your pocket or in your book bag or in your purse. You might be cleaning the house. You might be doing any other extracurricular activity that will prevent you from looking at your screen, right? I'm going to read it to you. But all of you that are here live and living color in class with me, we're going to read it together. These are the words of Victor Conti himself. Victor Conti said this last night. Don't get mad at us. We're going to read what he said. This is the words of Victor Conti on X, formerly known as Twitter. Victor Conti says these words: Ryan Garcia tested positive for Ostarine 2 days in a row. He sent in 2 unsealed products that both contained Ostarine, and he claimed these were his source of exposure. Both companies sent in sealed containers with same lot numbers. Both tested negative. Seems that tampering was involved and someone spiked both products with Ostarine. Ryan chose not to attend a New York State Athletic Commission hearing and simply accepted a year suspension and $1 million fine. Why did Ryan choose not to attend a hearing where facts in the case will be made publicly available? Well, those are the words of Victor Conti. Now let's analyze this tweet from Victor Conti, shall we? Victor Conti said that Ryan Garcia tested positive for Ostarine for 2 days in a row. Ryan Garcia sent in 2 unsealed products that both contained Ostarine and claimed these were his source of exposure. Now, with that being said, Ryan Garcia sent in 2 products, and both the products both of them contained Ostarine. I want to make sure we're on the same page with that. Let's go back to Victor's words again. Ryan Garcia sent in 2
unsealed products that both contained asterine. Let's stop right there. We don't have to read any further to know that Victor Conti's the one that's reporting on this. We know it's Victor Conti. You see his name at the top of the tweet. That's him. Okay? Okay? All right? Y'all got that, right? All right. Now that we all on the same page, Victor Conti is the one who is the owner of Snack Products, and he is the facilitator of the snack protocol that all of the snack fighters undergo. Devin Haney is a snack fighter. In fact, I believe Devin Haney is the golden boy of snack. Between him and Mario Barrios, they both have the longest tenure on snack. But the bottom line is, Victor Conti is the one who works with Devin Haney. He's the one that came out and said that Ryan Garcia sent in 2 unsealed products, and both of the unsealed products contain asterine. Okay? We're talking about supplements, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Road to Day film crew. The supplements contained asterine. All right? We clear on that? I need the air fryer to warm up. We need the support to come flowing in right now. I need the air fryer to warm up. We can't be stuck right here. See, when you grab your plate, it's for you to eat right now. It's for you to eat now. That's why I didn't leave any aluminum foil out on the table, just the plates and the utensils. Okay? All right, now, Ryan Garcia sent in 2 unsealed products that both contain asterine. I'm going to stop there because Victor Conti capitalized the word unsealed. Now, of course, when you read the word unsealed, it makes you think that there's something nefarious going on because the products were unsealed. But I have to give you some context in that, because if the products are unsealed, this is evidence that Ryan Garcia actually used them. In other words, if the product was unsealed, that means Ryan Garcia had to actually crack the bottle open, tear off the plastic on top of the cap to use and access the supplements. So of course the product would be unsealed, because the likelihood is that if 1 or 2 or 3 or more, right, of the supplements that Ryan Garcia digested was tainted and contaminated with asterine, the likelihood is that the entire bottle of supplements are contaminated with asterine. So according to what Victor Conti is saying, Ryan Garcia had to unseal the products in order to use and access them. So he sent the products in, or the rest of the supplements in, unsealed to be tested. And according to Victor Conti, both contained asterine. Right? Now, how would Victor Conti know that both contained asterine? Well, apparently, the 2 unsealed products had to be tested. Huh? I got you, Boxio Aton. Stay right there. I see you. I'm going to bring you on in 1 second. Are you following me what I'm saying? Let me bring it back home. In essence, Victor Conti is saying that Ryan Garcia sent in 2 unsealed products and they had to be tested in order for him to confirm that they contained asterine. Right? And both companies, they also sent in sealed containers with the same lot numbers and both tested negative. Now watch the next sentence. Victor says, it seems that tampering was involved and someone spiked both products with asterine. So the facts of the case, according to Victor Conti himself, is that Ryan Garcia digested supplements. And the supplements that he claimed that he digested was sent into a lab, both products, by the way, and they were tested, and the supplements that were tested contained asterine. So much so that Victor Conti said that it seems that tampering was involved and someone spiked both products with asterine. So if that's the case, that the supplements that Ryan Garcia digested, the supplements that Ryan Garcia sent in, the supplements that Ryan Garcia got tested came back positive for asterine. That means that that's a clear indication of why Ryan Garcia tested negative in February when he took one VADA test. That's an indication of why Ryan Garcia tested twice in March. Test came back negative, but then, as you can see in the beginning of the sentence, Victor Conti said Ryan Garcia tested for asterine, or tested positive for asterine 2 days in a row. Well, the first day had to be the day before the fight, and the second day was the day after the fight. But all the other times that Ryan Garcia tested through VADA, he tested negative. In a matter of 3 sessions, 2 months, Ryan Garcia tested negative for all prohibited substance. But it just so happened on the day before and the day after the fight, he tested positive for asterine. But the guy who's in charge of the supplements, who's in charge of the facilitation of the snack protocol, who's in charge of Devin Haney's training regimens, he's coming out speaking good about Devin Haney's opponent. Victor Conti just cleared Ryan Garcia because Ryan Garcia got the supplements that he sent in tested, and it came back positive for asterine, which is a clear indication that Ryan Garcia's urine and blood test would also come back positive because he obviously digested the supplements that contained asterine. So if that is the case, that means in essence that Ryan Garcia, and I have to show my face one more time because I know they're going to get mad. Ryan Garcia did not intentionally cheat Devin Haney. Ryan Garcia did not intend to cheat Devin Haney when he tested positive for asterine. It's very clear. Hey, don't get mad at me. That's what Victor Conti said. He's the one that confirmed that Ryan Garcia tested positive for asterine 2 days in a row. He's the one that confirmed that Ryan Garcia sent in 2 unsealed products to be tested. He's the one that confirmed that when Ryan Garcia sent those unsealed products to be tested, they both contained asterine. He's the one that confirmed that it seems that tampering was involved and someone spiked both products with Ostarine. Don't get mad at me. So if Victor Conti, the expert in doping and anti-doping, the expert on what's legal and illegal, the expert on knowing how to circumvent VADA testing, he's the one, in essence, saying Ryan Garcia did not intend to cheat Devin Haney while he tested positive for Ostarine. So if that's the case, that means that someone else had their hand involved with giving Ryan Garcia, whether it be intentionally or unintentionally, they supplied Ryan Garcia with supplements that contained Ostarine. Could have been unintentional. The bottom line is, this is why Ryan Garcia tested positive in the first place for Ostarine. Hey. That's what Victor Conti is saying. Now, I have to say this, because this is as equally as important. You know how people say, well, how can y'all say that a snack fighter is doing something nefarious when that snack fighter did not test positive? In other words, is because the snack fighter didn't test positive, no one should come out and call that snack fighter a cheater, right? I'm gonna ask that again because I'm going somewhere with it, and I'm gonna let my guest on that's in the background. Let me say that again. If a snack fighter do not test positive for a prohibited banned substance, then that means nobody can call that snack fighter a cheater. Right? Y'all agree with that? You can't call a professional athlete a cheater if they didn't test positive for a banned substance. Right? Isn't that fair? Okay, great. Now let me take it a step further to apply to Ryan Garcia. If you can't confirm that a snack fighter is cheating, if that snack fighter did not test positive for a banned substance, then you got to use that same logic and keep that same energy that you can't call Ryan Garcia a cheater when the supplements that he ingested was contaminated with the same thing he tested positive for, which was Ostarine. Huh? You understand what I'm saying? If you're going to say, don't put a jacket on a snack fighter and call them a cheater because they didn't test positive for a banned substance, then you got to take that same jacket off of Ryan Garcia, because the supplements that he did use, according to him and according to his proof, it did test positive for Ostarine. So if nobody can put a jacket on snack fighters who didn't test positive, that means you got to take that same jacket off Ryan Garcia because his supplements did test positive. Y'all got me? Double salute to my guy, Hines. Man, he's one of my day one supporters and a member of the channel, supervisor of the Rule to Take Film crew. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Yahan said this in the super chat. Vic got all the answers except on 365 testing. Who you telling? Isn't that something? Stay right there with that thought process, because we're going to spin the block, because I want to respond to Mr. Victor Conti. Because, hey, he said my name. And when you say my name, expect it. Right? Now, Ryan Garcia, according to what the tweet Victor Conti told us, Ryan Garcia did not intentionally cheat Devin Haney when he tested positive for Ostarine. Boxio, how you doing, my brother?
Hey, thank you, Marty. It's a pleasure. I'm from Mexico, so my English is sometimes gonna be low, but Thank you for giving me the opportunity. You know, I have questions. Last time I saw Mr. Victor Conte with you, and he said that first, let me say two things. Why, like Munguias and this other Mexican that fought Chivas Rodriguez, the percentage of the illegal substance was not named. You know, there was no percentage. Like Munguia, we don't know the percentage of testosterone, and Chivas Rodriguez, we don't know the percentage of that age something that he was got contaminated or whatever. But he's not suspended. He's under probation by the Commission of Mexico of boxing. But why are they're not saying the quantity of percentage of those two fighters? I don't. And another thing, I saw Victor Conte with you, and he said, I repeat, we buy this is other supplements, but we buy good legal testosterone and legal iron. That's what he said. And
Yes.
what does he mean by that? Are those legal testosterone or those legal irons have green card, or what it means by that? There's legal and there's not legal. That's what I understand. Actually, I'm a fan of Victor Conte because I used to do a lot of track and field when I was young, and I was always wanted to meet him because you know you want to feel better, you want to do better your on your field and your like. But I don't know what does he means by that. There's legal testosterone and legal iron. Does have green card for that? It sounds kind of it sounds suspicious, um, but I don't know. I don't know if you could answer that for me.
I'm gonna try to do the best I can. How do I pronounce your name? Boxio
It's
Atamico?
boxeo atómico in English is atomic boxing. Atomic boxing. And in Spanish is boxeo atómico.
Atomico.
Atómico.
All right. Welcome to
Thank
the
you.
show, Atamico. I appreciate you coming on. I
Yes.
appreciate you and all of my fans in the
From Mexico.
country of the great Mexico.
Mexico, cabrones.
Oh man, send my love and regards to everybody in Mexico. We
Thank
love
you.
Mexico.
We will.
And now to try to answer your question. So what Victor Conte was saying when he mentioned the words testosterone,
Yes.
he was referring to a doctor, Chris Bonswell, who he hired. And he
From
hires this doctor.
San Francisco?
Yes, he's in California. He's in the Bay
Okay.
Area, this doctor. I
Okay.
did research on him. But the point is that this doctor that Victor Conte hires, what he does is he hires this doctor, and if one of his snack fighters, we call it in boxing low T. That's
Low
the
T.
same low T that Lamont Peterson and other fighters
Yes.
claimed that they had in order to receive injections or pellets that they were inserting in themselves to boost their testosterone. So what Victor Conte was stating that is that he can bring his doctor over, and if one of his snack fighters are low in testosterone, he will be able to get a prescription from that doctor for that snack fighter, and that doctor will then inject the snack fighter with testosterone, which of course certain levels of testosterone is a prohibited banned substance, amigo.
Okay. So the
And
doctor, the key.
so the doctor will then inject the fighter with testosterone to boost the testosterone levels of the snack fighter. Victor Conte, in turn, will have the snack fighter complete a form from VADA, which is known as a therapeutic use exemption form.
Yeah.
And they will complete that form. Victor Conte will take the prescription and the application or the form of the TUE, therapeutic use exemption, and then take it over to the CEO and founder of VADA, Dr. Margaret Goodman. Dr. Margaret Goodman will then receive the documentation
which is in this case the TUE, or the therapeutic use exemption form, plus the prescription from the doctor. She would take it before the medical advisory committee or the medical advisory board to get the medical advisory board, which is obviously a board of several different panels of doctors. They will approve the prescription. They will approve the therapeutic use exemption application. Once they approve it, when the snack fighter goes to get tested through VADA, of course, most of the time in that scenario, they're going to reach above the levels of the TE ratio, which is really 4-to-1 in the SMARTO lab. So when they meet the threshold of 4-to-1 and below, they won't come up positive in their test. But if they go over the 4-to-1 ratio in the threshold, they're obviously going to test positive for testosterone. Now, when they test positive for this banned substance known as testosterone, they will not be penalized because they completed a form known as therapeutic use exemption form, and they received a prescription from the doctor, so that when they test positive, they won't get suspended, they won't be penalized, and they can continue to use this testosterone. And I have to say this, Adonamico, that in baseball and in professional wrestling, from 25 to 30 years ago, that was the oldest trick in the book, where these American athletes in professional wrestling and professional baseball, they would get any doctor, they'll pay the doctor to just write them a prescription and say, hey, I'm low on testosterone. Or they would say, hey, I'm low on my libido, right? Or they say, hey, I'm low in my fertility, where I'm trying to have a child with my spouse or with my girlfriend, but I can't. So I'm low in my fertility, so I need a prescription of a banned substance. These are the things that they've done for over 30 years to get that therapeutic use exemption, so when they test positive, they won't get penalized.
It's the same substance that this guy from Connor Ban was suspended for, you know, that for the and it increases testosterone. Connor Ban and other one NFL players too. You know, I know what you're talking about because I'm actually I'm not an expert, but at least I like to read a little, and I know what you're talking about, that forms of VADA, because I go to the web and I read the forms.
You read the form? You read the...
Yeah, to a lesser version of you, but I read the forms because I'm here in Mexico, no, but at least I go to the IBF too to read all the form, the rules, and the CMB too, because look, I'm not expert, but they ain't gonna get me. Look, I'm Mexican, and I hate when they contact YouTubers think they're experts, and they follow like I think they're low in brain thing, because they're pointing with a finger. Oh, he cheated, and they don't investigate, and then just point with a finger. I see this in American YouTubers, Mexican YouTubers, all over, and I think it's wrong, because I think we should know more about what we talk about, because if you have a channel, if you have 100,000 followers, at least investigate and do your job. Don't just point with a finger. And because look, there's so many Mexicans that are getting like blamed. Oh, he's a cheater, he's whatever. But I think, and I'm be saying this, hey, if you don't have a problem, you don't want to have a problem, do what RGBA does. Go with snack, and that's it. Go with snack. And I know it's kind of expensive, but if you don't want to have problems, because Chivas Rodriguez sent everything to Bada to get approved, and they sent it back. And anyways, he got caught with this. It's really low. It's something with, it starts with an H, because I don't know how to say it in English, but and they don't say the percentage. So for me, that's something like illegal. We should know as a boxing fans. Okay, he got caught with this percentage, and this is illegal. But they don't say it, and Munguia doesn't. We don't know the percentage, and we don't know nothing about Munguia. So if he's gonna be not accused, And another thing that they got caught the day of the fight. Ryan Garcia, Munguia got caught the same date of the fight. And I think I gotta say this to Victor Conte, because with and they did their falafel test, the hair sample test, and it came that it was contamination by the date of the fight. So the same thing happened to Canelo.
Yes.
And Victor Conte said, "Oh, Canelo did everything," and it said it was the day it was, and we went to the restaurant, whatever, and it proved it was contamination. And the other thing is that we should know, like if that percentage, like we know the percentage that Ryan Garcia got caught from, but there should be like an expert saying, "Oh, but that doesn't help him for the fight, to win the fight. It's contamination, but it's not. It doesn't make it stronger or whatever." We should know that, but because there's a lot of people just pointing with a finger, throwing rocks on like in the Bible says no, if you don't have no sense, well, just throw the first rock, But everybody's throwing the rocks, and rocks, and I think we should at least I know you work. You're Martin. You are like people aren't gonna get you like you're smart because you read, and you're not an expert, but reading it makes you know more about that situation, and that's what I see about you, Marty. So and I try to do the same thing in a lesser level because whatever I do in my life, but I do it, and because I have a little small channel. I don't do live a lot, but at least I know what I'm talking about. I want to know more than you, at least, so I could defend myself and not go with the flow of the same thing everybody's saying.
That's right.
So I want to thank you for that, but I don't know, they get caught the same date, so that's kind of weird. The same date, right? Garcia, the same date of the fight. Munguia, the same date of the fight, and that was proved because of the hair sample. Yeah. So, what is the difference between Canelo and Ryan Garcia and Munguia?
Well, let me address some of the things that you said. First of all, I appreciate you, man. Most people don't come up here and express themselves and have knowledge on what they're talking about, because like you said, they don't investigate. They don't do research on their own. They don't read. You understand?
Yeah, exactly.
They just come and hear certain people and they read an article from a journalist and then they just repeat it and then they point fingers and say this person, right? And so that's why, and on this topic, I have tried my best to present all the information slice by slice, small pieces that I dissect from over 15 years of investigative research I've conducted in my private time, to be able to, like you said, know more than the guest, know more than the audience, so I know how to defend myself if someone asks me a question about it. And so at some point, we have to educate ourselves and then do the right research that we should conduct. So I want to thank you for acknowledging me for the strengths that I have. I appreciate that. Somebody in the chat gave me a new name. They're calling me Mexico Marty now. So I got to go on and and start repeating. I'm Mexico Marty now. I'm nationwide and I'm worldwide now, man. Yeah. So, but you're right, man. And so I think the difference with Jaime Munguia, Ryan Garcia, and Canelo is that that's a special type of testing, the hair follicle. And Canelo did hair follicle. I believe Ryan Garcia also, it was reported that Ryan Garcia did hair follicle. But Jaime Munguia, he has to do hair follicle.
I think he did.
He did it already?
Yeah, he did it.
Okay, because if he does that, the hair follicle test is going to show all of the things that was done weeks prior
months prior because it's coming out of your hair. And just like here in America, our law enforcement agencies, when they do drug testing, they don't just do urine and blood. They do hair samples as well, so that they can see if someone was abusing drugs or using any kind of prohibited substance that's not on their, list of things that's acceptable weeks ago, months ago. So the hair follicle testing is extremely, extremely important. And so some things that that you're speaking on, because I applaud you. I commend you because you're reading. You're doing the work yourself. You're trying to educate yourself. You're being an independent thinker. You're not going along with the crowd.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me so controversial. I don't go with the crowd. I've been like this all my life. And so, just you talking about this, and also a lot of us didn't know that you all follow not just my channel, but this subject matter all over the country in Mexico.
Yeah.
Y'all follow snack and VADA testing and the fighters from over there. So we appreciate that, Atamico. I appreciate the fact that you came up and expressed that, man. Thank you for that, man.
And because I don't like when they say, "Oh, that Mexican got a caught," and they point us as cheaters. But what it doesn't bother me a lot. But what it bothers me is the people that have channels. They just go for the flow and they don't even investigate. Even if you're a reporter, you could see that reporter has like a rope, and he just goes with that flow. You could I identify those persons, and even if they're like famous reporters or whatever. But that's what I don't hate snack. That's what I hate is the other thing, because that's what I say. Hey, I like RGBA with snack. Be smart. Well, go with snack, and that's it. You will be at least you have a smart person. Victor Conte, whatever. I don't, what I hate is that they point you with a finger. So that's what it bothers me a little bit about the content creators, and that's it. But I appreciate what you do, and I try to do the same on a lesser level, but I do it, and so that's it. But thank you for that, and that's it.
I appreciate you. Double salute. Can somebody do something for me, for our new brother here, Atamico? Can somebody in the chat, just at least 3 people, type in the word Mexico? We got to give Mexico some love in our live chat today. Can somebody type in? I'm gonna do it myself too. I'll be one of the 3 people. Mexico.
Viva
Mexico. Let me ask you something real quick, and I'll let you go. I've done research on certain performance enhancement drugs, such as HGH, which stands for human growth hormone.
Yes.
And there's other prohibited substances here in America that you can purchase right at a corner store in Mexico, right over the counter. Can you talk to us about some of those things real quick? About there are certain prohibited substances that might be legal in Mexico to use, but over here in America, it's illegal to use. But you can just go over to a store and purchase it. Like, for example, Memo Heredia from Mexico.
Yeah.
He did a lot of that purchasing. And of course, we know his background as a convicted dealer.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that for us a little bit?
Well, yeah, look, over here, you could get almost, if you have the money, you could get everything. The thing is, the boxers are not getting cut for that age. They get cut for... Yeah, they get cut for lesser things, something like to lose weight or aspirin or Clumeterol. But Clumeterol, that's not news anymore because WADA, or I don't know, even WADA did too. It went up a lot, So
the ratio of Clumeterol has increased because of the contamination of meat in Mexico, correct?
Yeah, because we have over here in Mexico are 33 states, and no other states. It's like in the USA when if you have how you say ganado, the cows, and when you have a lot of cows, and if you have a big business of create cows.
Yeah.
Over here, some states they use clometerol, not all the states. Like in Sonora, they don't use clometerol. In Baja California, they use clometerol for the cows, and not in all the other states. But a lot of soccer players and other type of sports were getting. Um, I don't like to say they were getting caught, because for me it's not illegal, because it's something that you use. Like, let's say in the USA, the chicken um, um, comes out of the egg, and 30 days you're eating in a Kentucky Fried Chicken, Popeyes, 30 days, and you already eat big chicken. So what did he put on the chicken? So it's the same thing in Mexico. It's in the same, but over there it's legal. The chicken over here in Mexico, they're very small. They're not like over there. So something they're putting over there, not in the USA. So, but over there it's legal. Here's not. So, but clometerol is nobody's getting caught because it went up. A lot of soccer players were getting caught. A lot of volleyball, whatever, they were boxers. A lot of were getting caught. There was one that was caught with Victor Conte. It was what's his name? Bandido Vargas. Bandido Vargas got caught with snack, and he was in snack. But that's what I say. Not the content creators have the same energy. Right there, nobody say nothing. But but I don't have nothing against snack. I have because I'm gonna be honest. I like to do a lot of exercise, and since I was little, and I would like to know someone like Victor Conte, because I want to be better in my sport.
Well,
I'm being honest.
I tell you what, after the Miko, if you want to deal with Victor Conti, you got to
Yeah,
give him your blood. You got to
yeah,
get that blood up.
yeah,
You got
yeah.
to get that blood up, buddy.
But he's a smart man. That's what I don't have no regrets
Yes,
against him or
yes,
his business. He's a smart man, and that's
yes.
that's all I got to say. But what I don't like is when, because of the media and whatever, oh, the Mexicans are cheaters. And but it comes with the territory, because the second best in boxing are Mexicans. So that's why the percentage of Mexicans get caught or whatever. But I don't think as we are cheaters. I think we just have to be smarter. That's it. And that's it. What Marty, thank you very much for having me here, and it was a pleasure. And I try to do my research, and that's it. I feel better doing my research. Even that's life, Marty. So
Yes,
God
sir.
bless you, and say hi to Victor Conte, and I wish his business grow or whatever. But what I don't like is when they tell Mexicans are cheaters. So that's
Yes,
that's I
sir.
don't like. Okay, so
Yes,
God
sir.
bless, and that's it. God bless.
God bless
Thank
you,
you.
man. Atamico, thank you for
Muchas
coming up.
gracias from
Gracias.
Mexicali, Mexicali.
Gracias.
Bye.
Vida Mexico.
Viva
Oh, man.
Mexico.
We had my brother Atamico on here. Double salute to my other brother, Fort Green Pharaoh. He's a member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll to Tape Film Crew. He's been a member of the Roll to Tape Film Crew and a supervisor for over 19 months. And we've only been here for 2.5 years. And so he's one of my day one supporters. I love when he gives us his wisdom when he comes up. That's my guy. When I say somebody's my guy, I really mean that from the heart. And Fort Green Pharaoh is my guy. Peace and blessings, Manager Marty, and the chat. Peace and blessings to you too, Fort Green. Oh man, and speaking of Fort Green, he actually put another super chat in the box here. Double salute again. He says, my guys now appreciated and internationally known on the microphone. I see you, Double M. Hey, man. Hey, I didn't know that they knew me all over the world. But the new name, and I'm gonna make sure that every video says this name during the Mexican Independence Day, and even Cinco de Mayo. Mexico Marty is here. And that's to all of my loved ones and fans and family members out in the great country of Mexico. And guess what? I learned something. I didn't know there were 33 countries in Mexico. So we all can learn. And I also appreciate Atamico coming up here to stand firm on his country.
You know what I mean? He came up here to let us know that everybody in Mexico are not cheaters. And that stigma needs to be erased and eradicated. Some people from Mexico, they did get caught cheating, just like some athletes here in America. You know what I mean? But we can't put that on the whole entire country of Mexico and say that they're all cheaters. So we appreciate him. Double salute to my guy, Kurt Hurd. He's the new member of the channel. Can somebody show Kurt love? He's the supervisor of the Roll to Tape film crew. Can somebody in the chat type KURT? Come on, Roll to Tape family. We got to welcome the family in. When we get new family coming in, we got to welcome them in because the viewership and the membership is increasing exponentially. Somebody type KURT in the chat for us. Let him feel welcome. Let him feel like he's home, man. Round one, are you there?
Yeah, my man, Manager Marty, and shout out to Boxeo Atomico, my compa. I've heard him a couple times in a different live, so shout out to him. This is my first time seeing him face, but whatever, everything he was talking about, I just wanted to listen from what his side, because yeah, he is out in Mexico and shit. So, and a lot of people do say shit like that, but at the same time, it's like, um, yeah, man, this whole Conte thing too, man. I don't know. I'm always iffy about that because it's like we've seen Victor Conte fucking help these boxers, not even boxers, fighters, from boxers to UFC fighters, and some of them tested positive and shit, So, and they were with him, they were under his program. So it's like this snack thing. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people are just looking at this like something he found, or a lot of people say, I'm not saying Bud is cheating, but people are saying like Bud and Devin's cheating and shit. And yeah, we haven't seen them test like pop yet, but there's been a couple boxers on the snack program who have pop, So it's just a little iffy. And this whole fucking VADA thing, hey man, boxing is the Wild West, so that's why it's all over the place, man, with all this shit. But at the same time, like, we just need strict testing. Like, I don't believe his 365-day testing shit, bro. That's USADA. USADA does that. USADA drug tests all them UFC fighters fucking yearly. If you're gonna go into a UFC fight, or like say you retired and you want to get back in, Marty, into the UFC, you're gonna be jumping into the testing pool and you're gonna be in there for 6 months. But VADA, they use 3 months. So we need stricter testing or something, man. Because if some of these fighters are getting caught, like look, Reynoso's fighter just got caught. I don't know what he got caught, but do you remember what he got caught with?
I don't. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
It was the static was starting on this StreamYard crap. I didn't hear the last thing you said.
Oh no, yeah, it's because I was talking about like this fighter's still popping, and they're using bot and stuff. Like I forgot who was Reynoso's fighter who just popped, but I think Reynoso's fighter, I forgot what he popped for. Do you remember?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Manager Marty.
That static, man.
I know it was going well when you were talking Boxel.
All right, this is what I'm gonna do, because the last time this happened, when I let the other person get off the panel, it wasn't static anymore. So what I want to do, I'm going to let you off. Hit me up in the live chat. I will answer your question because I don't want to mess up the show. We almost done. I got to get to Victor Conte, and I don't want you to miss this.
Yeah. All right, for sure.
All right, you got it. Thanks for joining us again, man. I appreciate you. Let's see if it works now, because the last time when I didn't have any guests on, it started working again. Y'all like my shirt? I'm snacked up today. Listen, I promise you I won't hold you all too long. Who that, Band Up? Double salute to Band Up, man. I didn't even know he was here. So, hold on, get this super chat one time. We almost at 500. We almost at 500 degrees. Almost there. Double salute. Kurt Hurd. Not only did he just become a member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew, but he just dropped something in the grocery box. Thank you so much. Double salute to Kurt Hurd one more time. Appreciate your support and contribution, man. And your subscription to the channel. Kurt says this in the super chat. I think he kind of alluded to the testing clean all camp, then popping after the fight. How does pushing for 16 weeks of tests comfort the fighters when they fail after the punishment has already happened? That's a good question. Let me just say this. The whole thing about 16 weeks, 14 weeks, 12 weeks, and all these additional weeks outside of VADA's standard testing program of 8 weeks, it's very simple. And I want to make sure I simplify it this way, using Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. as an example. The reason why they're talking about Brian Norman Jr. going outside of the standard 8 weeks of VADA testing is because it's clear to me, and I know somebody's going to disagree with me, and I'm okay with that. The reason why Bill Haney is advocating for that, and I believe he's getting his orders from Victor Conte. I believe that Victor Conte is influencing Bill Haney to have that thought process, and rightfully so. Why? I believe, in my opinion, that Victor Conte believes, okay, that Brian Norman Jr. is using performance enhancement drugs, and what they're trying to do with the 16 weeks and 14 weeks and 12 weeks and 10 weeks, which is anything outside of the 8 weeks of standard VADA testing, is they're trying to make sure that the testing protocol is extended. Why? Because apparently somebody's trying to stop someone or prevent someone or hinder someone from microdosing and cycling on and cycling off, meaning the athlete don't know when the DCOs are going to come to administer the procedures of collecting their specimens of blood and urine. So you don't know when they're coming. But if you got 16 weeks of testing and you don't know when the DCOs are coming, the likelihood is you're going to reduce your level of microdosing if you are using performance enhancement drugs, or you're going to completely stop. Either way is just one of those ways and methods that's being utilized to be able to ensure that there is no cycling on and cycling off after the 8-week period. And that's the best way that I can actually describe it. And speaking of describing it, we need answers, okay? We need them. We need answers. Let's start with what Victor Conte said, because he called me out by name. I mean, I haven't heard from him in a long time. He used to call me out by name all the time. All right? Double salute to my guy, Mr. Finesse. He got the air fryer all the way up to 450 degrees. Mr. Finesse says this in the super chat. Thank you for your contribution and your support, Mr. Finesse. Mr. Finesse says, salute, Manager Marty. So Vic has brought Crawford paperwork into question and cleared Ryan of cheating in a week? With friends like Vic who need enemies. And I'm trying to put this on the screen, but unfortunately, StreamYard, oh, there it is. Bam. StreamYard did let me. Man, that's a good point, Mr. Finesse. I mean, that's a really great point. He clears Ryan Garcia of cheating in the same week that he bought Crawford's paperwork out that had more questions than answers. And guess what? Terrence Crawford is a snack fighter with Victor Conte. Man, oh man, I tell you, this thing sounds real shaky, real shaky. But I do want to say this. Because I also discovered something else, right? Bam, go and look at your screen real quick if you can. I just wanted to see what Google had to say. If I typed in Victor Conte, Manager Marty, right? You see it at the top of your screen, right? It's on the screen. Victor Conte, Manager Marty. In other words, if you put Victor Conte's name and Manager Marty's name
in the same search engine, this is what's going to come up. And I want to read it because I think this is as equally as important to lay a foundation. This is what Google says. If you type in Victor Conti, Manager Marty, right? This is what Google says. You're asking about Victor Conti, the founder of the Bay Area Laboratory Cooperative, BALCO, which was at the center of a major steroid scandal, and Marty, who is not likely, according to ESPN, to be former NFL coach Marty Schottenheimer. It is important to note that Conti went to prison in 2005 for conspiracy to distribute steroids and money laundering. Instead, Marty, in this context, likely refers to Manager Marty, a boxing manager who has conducted interviews with, according to Facebook.com, Victor Conti. Manager Marty has spoken about Conti's past with BALCO and his current work with athletes, according to YouTube, particularly in boxing. These interviews often delve into Conti's knowledge of performance-enhancing drugs and his claims about how athletes can circumvent testing, according to YouTube, Manager Marty. Man, I want to tell y'all, man, I was shocked myself. I mean, seriously, I was. I didn't know Google was going to put all of that together. I don't even know how that even got up there. How did Google do that? I don't know. AI or whatever, I don't even know. But when you put Manager Marty's name right next to Victor Conti's name, that comes up. And you know what's interesting about that? I got to show it on your screen one more time. Even Google, even the search engine, even YouTube knows that Manager Marty is a boxing manager, not a manager at Walmart, not a manager at Target, not a janitor, not Janitor Farty or the Water Boy or all these other names and pet names that people who are my detractors and spies and haters have given me. I just thought that was interesting when I saw that. Now, speaking of me, Manager Marty, Victor Conti had some interesting things to say about me. Go and look at your screen. Go on and look at it. He just tweeted this basically within 6 hours of him clearing Ryan Garcia of testing positive for Ostarine with the intention of cheating. He actually said these words on X, formerly known as Twitter. These are the words of Victor Conti. And I quote, "I'm being asked what are the most damaging and toxic boxing podcasts. In my opinion, the top two are Fanon and Manager Marty. I believe they both routinely use a, quote, hit list, end quote, to target Devin Haney and Terrence Crawford with unsubstantiated, outright lies. On the other hand, I believe that Coach Malachi is an example of more fair and balanced." Those were the words of Victor Conti. I wanted to give you all time to read that and digest that. So apparently, what it sounds like to me, because he actually put a link at the bottom of this tweet, but I couldn't screenshot it all to make the words bigger so y'all can read it with me. And this is basically a video of Coach Malachi basically coming at Fanon. And I think he came at other content creators because of them basically targeting Terrence Crawford, and they're targeting black fighters by saying that they're actually cheating. The interesting about that video, which is the video that Malachi put out, Malachi didn't say Manager Marty's name. He never said my name. I don't know what the reason behind it is, him not saying my name, but I will tell you there's one reason why he shouldn't have said my name, and that reason is I never said that Terrence Crawford is cheating or using performance-enhancing drugs. So I do have a question for Victor Conti. I do. How am I damaging and toxic? That's what I want to know. And I know he said in his opinion, I'm not speaking for Fanan. I can only speak for my own self. But he says in his opinion, the most damaging and toxic boxing podcast is Manager Marty. Now here's the thing about it. I gotta show my face to say this. I gotta show my face. I understand people's frustration about Fanan, because Fanan, I guess he must have came out and he actually used the term cheating or juicing or monster when he was referring to Terrence Crawford. But make no mistake about it, Fanan, he has given me credit where it is due. But at the same time, we must admit, and Fanan even admitted him himself, most of the things that Fanan has reported on when it comes to VADA testing, Victor Conti, and Snack, well, he learned a lot about that from this particular channel. Unfortunately, Fanan is one of the only few people that have enough courage and integrity to give me credit when it is due, when they learn something from this platform. But the only thing that I'm trying to figure out is how is the content that I produced thus far damaging and toxic? And who is it damaging and who is it toxic to? Because the last time I checked, based on the videos that I have presented within the last 2.5 years, I mean, everything I've been talking about have been facts, unless I say in my opinion. You know, like Victor Conti just said in the tweet, he said in my opinion, right? That the top 2 damaging and toxic boxing podcast is Fanan and Manager Marty. Okay? So I'm just trying to figure out, how am I damaging and how am I toxic? And who am I damaging and who am I being toxic to? That's just the question. That's all I want to know. And he also said that he believed that they both, I'm only going to speak for me, he believed that I routinely use a hit list to target Devin Haney and Terrence Crawford with unsubstantiated outright lies. When have I ever lied, YouTube? I got to show my face to ask that. When have you ever heard me lie? Since I've been on this platform, 2.5 years, almost nearly 3 million views worldwide. When have you ever heard me lie? Over 1,300 videos published between live videos, regular videos, and shorts. When have you ever heard me lie? Ever in life? When? When did I ever make a claim that I never substantiated? In fact, if you go put me next to any other influencer or content creator, you will see that I am the most consistent with receipts. And the receipts and evidence that I put out, I didn't get from somebody else. Most of the receipts I've put out, particularly on this topic of Snack, Victor Conti, VADA testing, and Snack fighters, well, it's been over a long period, over 1.5 decades. And guess what? The clip's still filled. I'm not even emptying the clip out yet. I'm still in the first clip. I got 3 different clips that I'm firing out. I'm still on the first clip. So I'm just trying to figure out what lie. You know what? I got something better for all of y'all. We're going to do this live. This is unexpected. That's my mom texting me, y'all. Excuse me.
This is unexpected, and I have to do this. I've never used this phone number before. I was encouraged to use it, but I did not use it yet. But because I was told that I'm toxic, that I'm damaging, and that I'm a liar, I have to use this phone number today. Let's see if we can get somebody on the other end of it. Shall we? I'm going to do something that no other content creator's done yet. Let's see. Let me see if I can get this done. You know, I don't mean to start no controversy. Okay, I do mean to start a little controversy. Let me see if we can get something done here. Let's see. Let's see if we can do this here. There it is. Hold on. I don't know if it works or not. Let's see. Don't hurt to give it a try, right? Can y'all hear that? I think my volume too low.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Victor Conti, this is Manager Marty. When you get a chance, give me a call. I love to talk to you about your recent tweet. All right, Vic. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Yeah, that was him. I had to call him, man. I never. Hey. I've been given his phone number 2 years ago. I just never used it. I figured I'd use it live. Why not? He ain't the first one I called. Remember, I called Rick Glaser. Y'all remember that? Oh, okay. Somebody just said I called Pizza Hut. Hey, I don't play games with the phone. Let me, because I don't want y'all to get that man's number. I'm not a sucker like that. Who called Pizza Hut? Who called him? Where you see Pizza Hut at? Where you see that at? I don't do no Pizza Hut here, homie. I don't even eat Pizza Hut. I should. Let me see if you got an iPhone. Ooh, that brother got an iPhone. I see the blue. Don't make me FaceTime him live. It's all entertainment. And listen, here's the thing. Here's his thing. All things. Creole the Traveler, 2 Cents Boxing, Jab Queen and Dean. Here's the thing. Who else we got in here? Hey, Josh. Hold on, Josh. Round one. Mr. Finesse. Don't forget, Victor Conti still owes me money. Let me make sure my phone volume is up, because I want to make sure I don't miss it if he calls me back. Let me take my glasses off so I can hear myself say this part. Victor Conti still owes me money, y'all. You understand? The man still owes me money. I'm not even tripping over the money. All right, Victor Conti, if you listen, I still do need my money because I have an EBT card, okay? I'm still getting the stamps. I'm getting them. I need all the money that I can be helped with. I need my money, Vic. Now, that's not what I'm calling him about. That ain't what I called that man about today. But I figured since we on him, how about I ask for my money? Now, back to the tweet. Enough with the hugs, handshakes, and Valentine's Day cards. I'm just trying to figure out, how am I the most damaging and toxic boxing podcast on YouTube? How? And how am I giving and spewing and presenting outlandish and unsubstantiated outright lies? How? I was trying to figure out how. When have I lied? That's why I want to call a man on the phone. I pull up on people sometime on the phone. It's no problem. I just want to know how. When did I lie? When have anything that I said about Victor Conti vita testing or the snack program, when has it ever not been substantiated? When? I always show receipts when I say anything. I mean, that's just me. I can't speak for nobody else. Because most of the people that's talking about this,
I'm the source of their information, whether they acknowledge it or not. Because before I got on YouTube, before I got here, you haven't heard not one content creator marry all three together. I'm talking about Vita Testing, Victor Conti, and the SNAP program. You may have had some of them just talk about one topic here and there, sprinkle it here and there, but it wasn't as big as it is now. I mean, I covered this topic 2 years ago, and people kept telling me I'm hating on Terrence Crawford. I'm butthurt and angry because Errol Spence lost, blah, 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 blah. But 2 years later, everybody on YouTube is talking about the very topic that I laid the foundation on based on 15 plus years of research. I mean, you can't get mad at me. And guess what? The air fryer is up to 495 degrees. Oh, no, it's not. We got two. We got two. Up. Air fryer up 500 degrees. We met the goal. Starting with my main man, Pots and Pans. He is a content creator as well. Double salute to D1, Angry White Man. He's in the chat. Much love and support. Thank you for your support and contribution, Angry Man, or we call you D1. D1 says in the super chat, air fryer contributions. You better believe it. You better believe it, D1. And then we got Big Mill, spent the block one more again with the super chat. Double salute to him for his contribution. Big Mill, thank you again. Big Mill says $2 on the pizza. Yeah, y'all thought I called the pizza delivery guy. That wasn't no pizza delivery guy. Let me show the people. Let me show D1. Because I don't know if D1 was here when I put that call in. You see who I called, D1? Yeah, go and look at your screen, D1. Pay him. Yeah, that's him. I figured I'd call him today. Hey, if he calls me back, I'll make sure I tune y'all in. I'll make sure I tune you in. I wish Victor Conti, let me say this. Yes, Victor Conti owes me money. Yes, Victor Conti and I don't see eye to eye. Yes, Victor Conti's mad at me. Yes, Victor Conti said that I'm a liar. Yes, Victor Conti called me toxic. Yes, Victor Conti called me damaged. And in fact, Victor Conti made a reference about my mama. Some of y'all don't remember that. And some of you weren't even here when he said that last year, year and a half ago. Yes, Victor Conti said I'm like a homeless musician on the side of the road begging for change. And some other insults he said. But I will let you know publicly right now, I do wish Victor Conti the best as far as his health condition, because at the end of the day, we all still human, right? And I think that when we think about the elements of humanity, right, we still can be generous to each other, even if we disagree, right? So I wanted to make sure I publicize that. And I'll tell him that if he called me back. You know what I mean? I'm a real one. I'm very genuine. I'll tell him that. But at the same time, right after I tell him that, whether he comes up here live or whether I get him on the phone, right after I tell him that, my next sentence is going to be enough with the hugs, handshakes, and Valentine's Day cards. Let's get to some impressive business. And speaking of a lie, and I want to leave you all with this, because Victor Conti said that I lie and I am damaging and I'm toxic. But I'm just trying to figure out now. Let me get this last super chat right here real quick from my guy. Double salute again, one more time for Fort Greene Pharaoh, supervisor of the Road to Take film crew. He got right back into the live chat with the super chat. Pharaoh says these words: I only wish I could have made it to class sooner. Hey, Fort Greene, we just glad you're here now, man. Sometimes we can't focus on the time we lost. We can start from right now. And here's the greatest beauty of Pharaoh. You can always catch me on a replay. As soon as I go off, you can rewind it, play it back from the beginning. I just love your support, brother, and appreciate you so much. So this is Victor Conti, right? Now, he said that I'm putting out unsubstantiated lies about Terrence Crawford and Devin Haney. I don't recall not one lie I ever put out on Terrence Crawford and Devin Haney or anyone else. Seriously. That's for real. No, that's for real. That's for real. That's serious. But I want to point out a lie that Victor told. I highlighted it for you. Some of y'all were here a few months ago when I put this out there. I highlighted it for you. I did my homework for you. You don't have to worry about it. I did my homework for you. But before we read it together, class, I got another day one supporter. He's an honorary member of this channel. I love this guy. Love and respect for this guy. Double salute to my main man, Pots and Pan. Hodge the Manager 71. Y'all know him, Aaron H. Muhammad. He's here. That's my guy right there. I told y'all earlier, when I say my guy, if you ever hear me say my guy, that person is really my guy. Double salute to my guy, Hodge the Manager 71, Aaron H. Muhammad. Salute. Aaron H. says in the super chat, Manager Marty, what is disingenuous on the part of Victor and those defending him and the snack program is the avoiding of simple questions. We need answers they refuse to provide. Whew. I couldn't have said that no better. That couldn't have came out of my mouth. I'm not that smart. But my guy is. Did y'all hear what he said? They sidestepping simple questions that we've been asking. Huh? They're avoiding the simple questions. And I'm talking about what my guy Aaron just said on the part of Victor and those defending him and the SNAP program and the fighters that represent SNAP. I mean, everybody know what my question is, don't you? I gotta make sure I show my face for this one. My number $1 million question, and Aaron H. Muhammad been here with me from the beginning. He's one of my day one supporters. He knows he's my family. I've been asking the same question for 2 years, consistently, day after day, week after week, month after month. What did you call Victor Conti for? What did you go over there for? Especially if you already undefeated. Especially if you had experience as a world champion. What did you, or you were holding a world title at the time you called him. What did you go over there for? What did you call him for? These are simple questions that I've been asking. Another simple question is, since Victor Conti called me a liar, I have to ask him this question. What do you take the athlete's blood for if all you're doing is providing them with the same supplements that I can personally purchase online and you don't need not even an ounce of my blood? In other words, is the athletes on Snack can go online and purchase the products on snack.com's website. And when they purchase it, there is not a waiver form. There's not a consent to release form in the cart area before you check out that says, upon this purchase, we're going to need you to send us a sample of your blood so that Victor Conti, the owner of this program and products, can evaluate it and can diagnose you prior to taking these supplements. There's no disclaimer about that, is it? See, these are simple questions. I can't wait for them to be answered. Big Mel, double salute again to him. In the super chat, he says, respects. He said, respect, Manager Marty. Respect back to you, Big Mel. Appreciate you, man. Double salute. Then we got my guy, Gerald. I think Gerald supported this channel before. I think in the last live, he made a contribution. So double salute again to Gerald Sims. Appreciate you, Gerald. Gerald says this in the super chat. I find it strange that Crawford say David is too big, but Fort Spence now fighting Canelo. I say really go out with a bang and add him to the list. Now, what list are you referring to, Gerald? Which list? Which list? Because we're adding on the list now. Let me know what list. We're adding. We're definitely adding. Now here's the thing I want to put out there on Victor. because it's just a question. It was a tweet that he put out months ago. I highlighted it for you since we're talking about lies, because that's what Victor Conti claimed, that I have been producing unsubstantiated lies on this channel. Called me damaging and toxic as a podcast host. That's what he said. That's what, hey, for all of you that's just joining us live in living color, look at your screen. That's what he said. He said, I'm being asked what are the most damaging and toxic boxing podcasts. In my opinion, the top two are Fanon and Manager Marty. I believe they both routinely use a hit list to target Devin Haney and Terrence Crawford with unsubstantiated outright lies. On the other hand, I believe that Coach Malachi is an example of more fair and balanced. That's what Victor Conti said. Outright lies, unsubstantiated outright lies. I don't know what lies he's referring to. That's why I just called it. But even in that, though, let's look at something that was a lie. Go on and look at your screen if you can. I'm going to read some of it. I highlighted it for you. You know I do my homework so that you won't have to do it yourselves. This is in response to Jamar Charlo. Remember, Jamar Charlo made a reference, right? And Victor Conti responded to Jamar Charlo just like he responded to me. Watch this. Now, look, now I highlighted it for you in yellow. I'm going to read it for you just in case you're driving or you're working and you can't see it. This is months ago. This is what Victor Conti tweeted in response to Jamar Charlo. I highlighted. There has not been a single positive drug test by any of the boxers actively working with Snack in the past 15 years. Now, I know he did use the word actively working with Snack. But the confusing part, Hood Rich, is when he said in the past 15 years. Now, in the past 15 years, we talking about from 2010 to 2025. And the last time I checked, this is the last time I checked, Andre Berto tested positive for the same banned substance in the family of nandrolone that Barry Bonds tested positive for when Victor Conti was getting his blood tested and urine tested behind the scenes. And that was in 2012. In fact, that's what got the fight between Andre Berto and Victor Ortiz in their rematch canceled. Don't forget in 2017, Louis Ortiz tested positive for a banned substance, a diuretic, which can be used as a masking agent. Where Victor Ortiz said he was using medication because of high blood pressure. He didn't provide no proof on it, but that's what he said. He was also with the Snack program. That was in 2017. And that obviously was the first time that the fight between him and Deontay Wilder fell down and broke down in negotiations behind that. And it canceled the plans of that fight even happening. How about the next year in 2018 when Willie Monroe Jr. tested positive for a banned substance? And that's what halted and canceled his fight between himself and Jermell Charlo on PBC. Y'all remember that? So I'm just saying, those are three boxers that did test positive for banned substances under Snack within the past 15 years. There's another lie that was told, and that was in 2023, in December of 2023, when Victor Conti was here. Okay? He told me, I'm going to go by what he told me now. There were only 3 fighters in the history of the entire sport. Three fighters in the entire history of the sport of boxing that have undergone 24/7, 365 VADA testing. Nonito Donaire, Edwin Rodriguez, and Canelo Alvarez. Victor Conti told me that Two of them. Two are with the snack program, were with the snack program, and he sponsored them. Of course, Nonito Donaire was one, and Edwin Rodriguez was two. $20,000 for Nonito that he paid out of his pocket, and $20,000 for Edwin Rodriguez, what he paid out of his pocket, for them to enroll in 24/7, 365 testing. It's only happened 3 times in the whole entire history, and Victor Conti sponsored 2. But what Victor Conti didn't know in 2023 of December, when he was here live and living color in front of my face, he didn't know that I already heard and I already had a copy of the interview that he conducted in 2015, nearly 8 years prior to him coming up talking to me, when he told the interviewer that he sponsored 10 boxers to undergo 24/7, 365 VADA testing. And that was the first time in the history of the sport that happened. So what I'm trying to figure out is, who lies, me or Victor? Well, I mean, to say that there's not one positive test from a boxer in snack over the past 15 years, that's a lie. And even if Victor say to me, well, I'm only talking about actively involved in snack today, my rebuttal to that is, where's the paperwork? Because the only paperwork we've seen thus far this year alone is in March of 2025, when Devin Haney tested for the 8 weeks of testing for the Jose Ramirez fight. We haven't seen any other papers that Victor Conti posted on his Twitter account before May, before April, before March, before February, before January, and before December, since VADA's website saying that Devin Haney enrolled in 24/7, 365 testing in November of 2024. Nor have we seen any record thus far of Devin Haney doing any testing through VADA in May, after the fight with Ramirez, in June, in July, and even this month in August. So I'm trying to figure out, where is the other documents proving that Devin Haney is being tested? Where are they? Okay, not only that, to move it along, we also know that what I said about Terrence Crawford is not an unsubstantiated, outright landish lie, because we have no record, of course, of Terrence Crawford testing at all with VADA. Now, of course, Victor Conti did post that picture, the one that you see on your screen right now, from VADA, where there is a clerical error, according to Victor Conti, where the date in the left-hand corner says June of 2024, but the test, and the collection date rather, says June of 2025. Okay? This is a document that Victor Conti posted. So let's say it's true. It was just a clerical error, and Terrence Crawford did get his blood and urine samples collected on June of 2025. All right, cool. My question is, where's the rest of the paperwork from his fight last year, August of 2024, with Israel Madrimov? Where's the documentation for that? What about the year before that, in 2023? When he was still with Snack and he fought Errol Spence. And by the way, he was with Snack when he fought Israel Madrimov. I just wanted to put it out there. But anyway, where is it? Since we're talking about substantiating claims, where's the paperwork? Not only that, let's go back a year before that, when Terrence Crawford fought Sean Porter in 2022. Both are Victor Conti Snack fighters. But when I asked Victor Conti, personally, while he was here, about whether there was testing or not for Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter, he finally conceded, after I put evidence up in his face, and said, maybe there was no testing. How does he not know that when he's supposed to be an advocate and both of these snack fighters are? Okay. What about the year before that in 2021? Oh, excuse me, 2022 was David Ebenezer. 2022, a year before Spence, was David Ebenezer. Okay? Where's the paperwork on that? Did you post that, Victor? Nope. And then the year before that in 2021 was Sean Porter. So we got Sean Porter in 2021, David Ebenezer in 2022, Errol Spence in 2023, and Israel Madrimov in 2024. 4 years in a row consecutively. And we still don't know if Terrence Crawford tested for VADA. He's not even on their website for this testing in June of 2025, nor is Terrence Crawford on their website between 2024 all the way back to October of 2020. October 2020 was the last picture you'll see with Terrence Crawford on the website upon the release of this live video. Because they might go back and change like they did the other thing there after my live went off. But the point is, we have no record of it because VADA didn't even publicly acknowledge it. And then when I asked Victor Conte, he told me Sean Porter didn't even get back to him, neither did Murray Goodman get back to him. Some of y'all don't remember that. Don't worry. I'm going to refresh your memory. For some of y'all that was here around that time. For some of you that were not here, don't worry. I'm going to make sure that your memory be clear on this next video. Bottom line is, we need answers. I'm doing way too much talking. Don't take my word for it. Roll it.